lanes. I've been driving this train, years in this lane. There's no stopping this flame, cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capping space. I won't stop till I hear him say,
All right. What's going on? What is going on? It is Match Me Abroad, Season 2, Episode 9, Fanning the Flames. Hey there, Elsie. What did you think about this episode?
Only one person had some flames that were had no, only one person did need fanning of flames because they already brought the bonfire themselves. That was Monica. So it was a good episode. It confused me with some couples and gave me clarity with others.
Okay. You think our girl Monica, she's a little hot to trot, maybe?
Just about, just a tad.
Just a tad. Monica, she hasn't. She seems like she hasn't had, um, you know, she has not been satiated in a long while. That's what it's given to me.
Yep, her garden has not been watered in a while.
In a while, yes, has not been watered. That's crazy. She's such a beautiful lady too. Um, I guess she poured all of her love and attention into her daughter.
Yeah, we learned a lot about Monica today. Her daughter and her education.
Hmm. Yeah, right. Her daughter and her education. Well, we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it in a minute. Anyway, what's the weather like where you are? You
It
guys in the
just
chat?
started. It just
Hmm.
started storming.
Ooh, okay.
It's
Wow.
85 though. It's not that sweltering.
Okay. I'm looking over here. Ours is like 75. So again, yeah, you're right. Not that sweltering. I've actually got on long pants even. Hey there, Reza. Good to see you. You're always so faithful and loyal, and I am glad you are here. Let's see. We're gonna get started, and first up on our list is Miss Monica. Miss Monica. Wait a
Still
minute.
kissing the faces that the matchmaker told her to stop.
Monica is a kissing bandit. She said, I got to get a little kissing in. You know, what is it they used to say? Nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. She said, nothing wrong with a little kissy wissy.
There you go. Nothing wrong with a kissy wissy.
Nothing wrong. I mean, but look at Bruno. He's cute. He seems to be into it also.
Heck yeah, Bruno's a silver fox.
Yeah,
And he can cook.
that's the thing, girl. She said cook and clean. Okay. She said that like he was going to be doing maid service when they got married. She said he can cook and clean, girl. I ain't got to do nothing.
I'm just visiting him and he'll take care of everything.
Uh-huh. Oh my goodness. This lady was wild. So yeah, she's Bruno invited. Yeah, that's right, Bruno, because I get Bruno and Bernardo mixed up sometimes those names because they both end in O. But Bruno invited her over for their second date. He invited her to his home, and his pad I thought was very nice, very clean, very neat. Like she said, he can cook and clean. So I was not mad at Bruno at all. Um, what did you think of her first getting there and taking a look around at his pad? What did you think?
Yeah, it was a nice looking place. It was, newish, very stylish. I don't know if it was staged by an interior designer. If that is
Hmm.
his or his family's taste, they have wonderful taste. But I liked when she arrived, he met her outside by the gate. He
Hmm.
complimented how she dressed. He really made her feel, warm and welcomed into his space.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He definitely did that. What what do you think about all this kissing? Do you think that she should have waited a little bit more longer for the kiss, or do you think that maybe she should just stop kissing altogether since she seems to be conflicted between him and Bernardo?
She doesn't let these Brazilian men kiss. There is no way you can close the stable door after the horse is let out. I mean, come on. These gentlemen, it's like you'll make them possibly feel rejected if you're like all of a sudden no kissy wissy.
That's true. That's true. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to. Would you? How'd you say it? Put the horse back in the barn.
Right. Can't close the horse in the stable after it's already gotten out.
That is so true. Hey, Colton, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. We missed you here. Um, yeah, so I don't know. I think that it is hard. You're right for this type of situation. And I don't know. You know what? I came to the conclusion as I watched this date with Bruno. I think that Monica's two love languages are physical touch and uh, verbal affirmations. What do you think?
I don't know with the verbal because every time she's like, "Oh my God, stop!" She's constantly saying "stop" with the compliment. So
Hmm.
it could be, but she seems a little, not used to being complimented.
Okay, that now that could be a true statement. That could be a true statement. Not accustomed to being. And where do we see that at? Was it on Love Is Blind recently, where somebody was not accustomed to being complimented? Where did we
Yep,
just?
Love Is Blind UK.
Yeah, UK.
Katisha.
Katisha, yes, yes, Katisha. Oh my gosh, I always wonder about that. Like, why some people don't do well with compliments.
They don't see themselves how other people see them. That's really harsh. You got to have some self reflection and understand that how people see you is a good reflection. Yes, her love language is confusion.
That's what I was just getting ready to read. How you beat me to it. Yeah, that's funny. That is funny. She says it's confusion. Well, no, I may be what she does, but I'm just saying as far as what she likes to receive. I think she likes his words of affirmation. She may not, she may say stop because she doesn't know to just say, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, that's nice. Like, I don't know. Like, I usually say thank you when people give me a compliment. What do you say, Elsie?
Exactly. I say thank you or thanks, but
Hmm.
her mom is the type of lady that would. I don't know what happened in her life that she's just not used to these, unguarded compliments. But it could be, what? It's been over 18 years since she's dived into this dating pool. So
Yeah, yeah, that could be too. That could be it too. Um, I don't know with this date, and we know that this is an edited version of a produced show. I don't really recall, but you helped me out. Elsie, maybe you heard something. Um, them talking about anything really deep other than the fact that she got pregnant with her daughter while she was in college, and it took her 8 years. She went ahead, of course, to have the child, and it took her 8 years to finish a 4-year degree. She says because she had to work and go to school at the same time, and it was a balance. What did you think of that?
hats off to you, Monica. I was like, yes, this is, this shows, hey, when you have a kid that young, and I think it was like her first year or so of college, it doesn't mean that you stop pursuing your education. It just means it may
Right.
take longer. It just may take you longer. And this we're talking
Exactly.
about 20 years ago. College was not 30, 50,000 then. Okay.
Right. That's true.
And,
That's
and,
true.
and daycare was not,
What it
a
is
whole
now
mortgage
either.
payment. Right.
Three, $400 a week. Like, whew.
Exactly. So she definitely, it was an era where she could be,
Hmm.
in the service industry, a waitress or, an admin, and still
Hmm.
take care of her daughter and do, a couple of classes each semester. So
Right.
I'm just glad she shows, the perseverance for her daughter to like, hey, life throws you a curveball. That does not mean you stop living or you stop progressing.
Right. Or stop, give up on your dreams and your goals. Very, very true. And now it's coming back to me. So, uh, Bruno, Bruno basically kind of told her his story. Like he came from, he wasn't
Nothing.
given, yeah, nothing. He said, and I hate when people say they came from nothing, but basically, I guess he was saying that he wasn't born with a silver spoon in his mouth. Parents weren't even, maybe even middle class as we would see it here in America, but just in Brazil, they struggle. And I think he said his father was away, so he had to work a lot to provide for his family.
I didn't understand that with also the father's the one who taught him how to cook. I kind of like, okay, those must be two different sections of his life where
Hmm.
one part the father, was there to help him cook and also away, probably earning money for the family. There's several people who do that seasonally. They'll go away, earn what money they can, and then come back to the family.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that could be. Could have been. I wondered about that too. Also, I guess I'm just thinking now that you mention it, maybe is it possible he had a stepdad that came in at some point, but he didn't say that. He didn't say
No,
that.
he didn't say that,
Yeah.
but then again, it could have been edited out. We know that, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I like Monica in that when he was cooking, he's like, "You enjoy cooking?" She's like, "I enjoy eating." Okay.
Yeah, she did. She let him know. And then in her confessional, when she was talking about, yeah, this is going to work out great because he loves to cook and clean. I was like, wait a minute. Now, he's not a maid, dear. Okay. If you marry him, he is not your maid. What did you think about that when she said that?
I thought she was, funny because it's like she's living alone. She's doing everything. Now she's like, "Oh my word, two heavy loads will be lifted. I will be well fed and I don't have to clean up after myself."
My Lord, my Lord. And then, the producers in the confessional with, of course, him not around, asked her, what was she thinking about? And she said, well, I'm also still thinking about Bernardo. And, now that you mention it, I'm wondering what he's doing and where he is and this and that. I just wanted to just pull my hair out when she said that. Like, stop it. Stop it. Why won't she just let Bernardo go, or at least just focus on Bernardo when he's in her presence and not when he's not there? She's with Bruno right now. Like, what?
They knew what they were doing. They knew that what they were doing to bring up Bernardo's name while she's on the front steps. Bring up Bernardo's name when she on Bruno's front steps. They knew it because the way
Mhm.
she said, "Well, now that you mention it, I wonder what he is doing." You know, they
Right.
they prompted stuff for her to think about him, and now Monica's thinking about him and the good time she had with Bruno. Now she's feeling guilty about the good time and the good food that she done had.
Mhm.
This is
Very
how
true.
people get indigestion.
Indigestion. I mean, I think I don't know. Like you said, I guess she has not been in the dating world for a long, long while. Um, I was thinking like I guess I'm the kind of person usually before I dive into something, I'll do some kind of research, whether it's just going online and checking out dating trends right now and things like that. But I'm just wondering, like, it's almost like
She's
it's
never dated multiple men at one time.
yeah, that, and then I think that, but a little bit arrested development almost like she's still back in her college era and how she looks at
Oh,
things.
okay. She must have had a tame college era because I don't know a college era that people weren't juggling dates. Okay, she must have had a real. She was in a relationship or with her daughter's father at least, so it
I
could be
never
arrested development. It could be
right.
a high school sweetheart that went straight into college, and so that's where it would have been arrested development. You could be right.
Yeah, because that's what I'm getting from it, right? Like you said, because she got pregnant, she said she had her baby at 19. So, since a pregnancy takes a good 9 months, she could have been pregnant, right? Like you said at the very beginning at 18. So very possibly the high school sweetheart. So yeah, it's just like she's not. I guess maybe not. I want to say the word arrested development, but maybe unsophisticated in her dating process. Maybe I'll say it that way.
Well, some people might find her sophisticated because she can't juggle two men. So
Well, okay. All righty then. Well, that's not going to work then. I mean, because if you're just going to take one at a time, I don't think she needed to go all the way to Brazil to take one date at a time.
I don't
Like
know what she was thinking. A matchmaker is not going to match you with one person and that's it.
right, right. That's my conundrum right there. That's my confusion. But anyway, as we can see here, Bruno at the end of the day, he asked her if she could stay longer because right before this, they were on the couch and they were canoodling and ooh. I think if she had not set up the time with the driver, I think this could have went a little bit farther. What do you think?
Oh yeah, she would have spent the night. My belly is full. It's a clean place. It smelled good. He looking good. We just dancing in the living room on the carpet. We doing a little samba dance.
But
Heck yeah.
yeah, I think she would have stayed.
Oh yeah, she the little samba dance. Bruno done. Let her. How can I see? Feel the silhouette of what he working with. She would have stayed. Should have stayed.
Can't stop it. That's the whole point of dancing clothes, though, isn't it?
Exactly.
If you're a lady, that's the whole point.
She knew Bruno was happy to see her.
Right. Very happy. Oh my God, you are a mess. Well, we're gonna slide on over to our next dater, and of course that's Harold.
Oh, my Harold.
Your Harold is back, girl. He is back, and he is making waves after he turned his head last week and got that lip to lip smooch in. He is making waves. Harold, his way of thinking, I want Harold to express himself just a little bit more. Like he is very expressive to us as the audience in the confessionals, but I want him to share some of his issues with his matchmaker, because in this date we see the two of them together and he's kind of thinking that it's almost like he's upset that she mentioned to the matchmaker that she was concerned about if they were to get married and have children, what is the possibility of their children being autistic.
I don't think it was upset because here's my thing. The matchmaker is the messenger between them. Here's my problem. I'm like Carol, the young lady is confusing me. Okay. When we have a date and she's expressing herself freely on our date is different than how she's telling Dolly.
Yeah. I thought that part too. But then I also thought, but you know what? Like you said, Dolly is basically the liaison and the mediator between these two people, right? So I think perhaps, I don't know, maybe someone out there in the audience that's been to Singapore or knows a little bit more about the culture, maybe for her to say some of the fears that she has to Harold, maybe that's considered inconsiderate or rude. So she's not doing that. And she's using the matchmaker Dolly as a go-between.
And the matchmaker got the information from him. He said what he said. It's telling me that maybe Dolly didn't pass the message on because she brings it up to him here now because she's saying she has concerns about, his autism. And he gives the exact same answer he gave to Dolly. So it's like, I got to blame Dolly in this instance because you should have taken the message back to her because, she should be fine with it. My problem is the other way too. The way she's acting with Harold is not the same way she's acting with Dolly. It baffles me.
So you feel like just as Harold does, that she is kind of sending these mixed signals, because I see that too. I can see that.
Yeah, she definitely is. She tells us in confessional that she is not as conservative as the average Singaporean woman. She tells us that. Dolly is telling us, hey, Singapore ladies, you kiss on the cheek, you take things very slow with intention. Yet here she is telling Harold, I may want to try that, that you talked about with your ex. I may want to try that sometimes. And she's telling us that she's okay talking about physical intimacy. So does Dolly know her client?
Right.
Does Dolly know her? That's what I'm saying. Does Dolly know her? Or is it that Singapore woman to Singapore woman, she doesn't want to let Dolly know that she's not, the traditional Singaporean woman?
Yeah, she got a little, I don't want to say ratchet, but she got a little spicy in her, right?
I like
Cause
it. I like it though. Just don't confuse me.
right, cause she asked him. She says, what is the most adventurous thing that you've done? And he told her that when he was in college, he and a girlfriend, he skipped the day of classes, and he and the girlfriend went and got in the truck, and they went for a drive, and they ended up, having a fling in the vehicle in an open field during the daytime.
Harold said
Which
I could see it all. It wasn't he that couldn't turn the lights out.
yeah, he could see everything. K Sharp says, I was confused by Harold's date if she wants to be with him or not. The body language is saying one thing, yet she is telling the matchmaker something different. What do you see in her body language, K Sharp? Is it telling you that she wants to be with Harold? What do you see? And what do you think, El Cid, at the same time? What are you seeing in her body language with Harold?
She's saying, she wants to continue to explore things with him. That's what her body language. She's leaning into him. She allows him to hold her hand.
Right.
Even when they were sitting on the boat, she was very welcoming and open to his physical touch. She's the one that leaned over for the kiss on the cheek, even though Harold, got the smooches in. She's the one letting him know we can do more. Yet she's telling the matchmaker, I don't want to do more.
Yeah, which one is it, huh? Which
right. We have the film. Dolly need to see all this footage.
I don't know. I'm kind of like you. I'm kind of confused as to what it is that, what does she want? Because she talked about this. Okay, so then she asked Harold, what's the most exciting or interesting place that he's, made love? And what did Harold say? Was it she was in the bathroom? Hers was
right.
Like toilet stall or something like that, a public girl. And then his was what in where did he say he made love at?
I forgot what he said because my mind shut down when she said the toilet in the bathroom.
No, I'm like, oh, a public toilet. Oh, those things give me the creeps.
It better be the counter. It better be the sink counter.
Ooh.
Better be or leaned up against the wall because it better not be in the daggone stall.
That's what I thought. That's what you're right. She didn't say specifically, but I took it as the stall because of the privacy, because of the door. So, like, if you're, on the counter and some other woman walks into are we in the ladies' bathroom? I'm assuming we're in the ladies' bathroom. What's going on here? Tell me what's going on.
I don't know, but we gotta lock the door, okay?
Oh, okay. Okay, this bathroom that you're in, it has a door lock. Okay.
It better have a door lock or you put something to wedge it. I mean, come on now. Mm-hmm. Put the out of order sign on the outside.
Mm-hmm. Something. But I thought that was fun. I just sure wish I could remember. You guys remember where did Harold say he did the deed at? Because we know he did it in the field with the college girlfriend, but there was somewhere else he did it, I guess, in his adult life. Which, by the way, I want to say this because remember a couple of episodes ago, I personally was asking the question, did anybody else feel like Harold might have been a virgin?
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, I didn't think that. Not at all. Even from the first season, I did not think he was, inexperienced.
Oh.
Now, how much experience? But I definitely knew he had some experience.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, but I thought that was the first example he gave when she said the most adventurous thing, but when she talked about intimacy. I'm gonna have to go back and look and let you guys know next week. So because I honestly can't remember, and I am shocked and appalled that my dear El Cid here does not remember.
I told you I was still in the bathroom stall. I heard bathroom stall and my brain stalled. Okay.
And your brain stalled.
Because it was also she's what Dolly is telling us is that a Singaporean woman should not be having this kind of conversation.
Right, but she seems to be quite comfortable having it because she was the one that brought up, intimacy and smicks.
She's initiating all these things. So I am like Harold. I am confused. She's initiating these suggestive conversations. Yet here I am. I got to take advisement from Dolly when I'm following your lead.
Mm-mm-mm. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Harold, but Harold, you know, one thing about it, he's feeling like he's a little surprised and confused because when he's talking to Dolly, they're out in the rain and they're by some famous monuments. By the way, the city of Singapore is absolutely beautiful, very,
Spectacular.
very spectacular, very modern, very just unique and beautiful and clean and luxurious and brand new. But anyway, when Dolly was talking to him, she was saying, things like, like you said, that traditional Singaporean woman, she was giving him that jazz. And he was just as confused as we are because he was like, but yeah, but she just got finished talking to me about schmecks, So like what?
Right.
What which one is it? Because he was thinking, she brought it up. Maybe that means we're gonna have it at some point. Harold was getting
Exactly.
excited. He was getting
You're not
excited.
and you're not telling me you want to try that sometime unless you really want to try it sometime.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Women don't typically now. A man will bring up schmecks any old time because they don't care and they're always trying to get women in the bed with them for the most part. But women typically don't bring up schmecks and intimacy like that unless they're considering it with the person, the gentleman that they're talking to. So I like you said, I'm confused too. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It's a wild time here on Match Me Abroad, but
Mm.
it's definitely interesting, and I really hope the best for Harold in his journey because he just seems so genuine and he really wants to just settle down and have a wife. And I think that his being on the spectrum, I think that the way he focuses in on things, I think he would be a good husband. I think he would be a good father. What do you think?
He would. He's very attentive, and his sense of style has certainly risen because look at this shirt and suspender combo. I am not mad at him.
Mm-mm.
Um, he definitely has, learned a lot, and he shows us, the audience and the person he's dating, that he has intentions of being a very, good partner to whoever he's with.
Right, right, exactly. I think so too. I think he definitely does. He lets us know, and I'm impressed because I think he's going to make a great husband. But our next dater and our next match that we have is actually two of our daters. It's Amber and Victoria because we know they're both in Dublin together, right? And
Right.
they have made friends. This is not the first time they've met up. This is about the second or third time that we know of. And they meet up for a pint of what is it, Guinness? I think
Yep. Guinness Stout.
Guinness Stout. And so there she is. There's Amber bringing out the Guinness Stout from the bar to the outside terrace, and the two of them are kicking it. And the next thing you know, Victoria shows her matching tattoos that she got with her date Darren, and Amber is like, wow, you really did that, huh? You really did that. And so the thing about it, Victoria is telling all these wonderful things that her and Darren have done together and that they're talking daily. He's texting her, he's trying to get to know her, he's asking questions. And it sounds like to me, it felt like to me that Amber was like a little bit, like wishing that was her. Was that what did you think?
Definitely, because what do they say? They say comparison is the thief of joy. She was
Hmm.
like, I want that. That's
Yeah,
what, not the tattoo,
not the
y'all.
tattoo, guys. No, not the tattoo.
She wants the attention of the man. She wants him, reaching out, contacting her, being in communication. She
Hmm.
wants that out of, her person. And Keavan is not giving that to her. She barely hears from him, and she may have to initiate messages. But now she met Dave, and though
Oh, Glenn.
Glenn, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Though
And Glenn took her to meet his family.
right. So, as opposed to him taking, her to go meet his family, and opposed to Victoria's tattoo, I'd rather go meet the family.
Oh, if you had to put those two things, yeah, I'd rather go meet the family too. I'm not getting a tattoo, folks. Let's face it. I'm too old school.
Not a
Like,
matching. I could get one to commemorate Ireland, but we
yeah,
ain't matching and we ain't doing that. I am not putting a ghost with, chesticles on my leg.
Chesticles. That's funny. Chesticles. That is hilarious. And then to add insult to injury, as we were talking about, kind of comparing their two love lives, Darren was invited to come and meet them. So Darren came in, and
He
Amber
showed
was
up.
like, he showed up. Yeah, he showed up for his lady and gave her a big hug and greeted Amber very warmly. And then he went to go get everybody a second pint of the Guinness Stout, right? And
He
she
was
said,
funny.
hmm,
He was funny. He was real funny because she
he
wanted a
was.
margarita.
Right. And she said I guess that's a Texas thing. Never mind, I'll go ahead and have the Guinness stout. And he was like, okay. But yeah, she was like, when they did the confessional of her after all of this, she was like, I don't want to be sound like I'm jealous, but I really wish I had what she has with Darren. I wish I had a fellow that was calling me every day and communicating with me and letting me know how he feels about me.
Right, because she also said Keavan is leaving room for another man that she just met to come in and swoop her off her feet. So, at least the matchmaker's like, is this the love bombing that she is used to, that she's
Hmm.
gravitating to, or is Keavan, as slow to the paces? Because
Hmm.
even if Glenn is too fast, Victoria is having an experience with an Irishman that is not slow.
Right. So all of these matchmakers seem to be a little bit behind the times or something about these people they're matching our Americans up with because uh, Glenn is moving fast. Kevan is just not communicating at all. Um, I don't know what's going on with Kavan. I don't really know. But anyway, this is a picture of a text message that Glenn sent to our girl Amber. And it reads, "Hey, pretty lady, can't wait to see you again." And she says, "I can't wait to see you too." And then he says, "It's beautiful outside. I want to be at the beach with you." So, he's definitely staying in touch. He's definitely doing the things. Now, whether Glenn is a player. I don't know. Well, what are your thoughts, Elsie? Could he possibly be a player?
Yeah, he could be a player. He could be, but I need to know more because remember, he was in that whole fashion male health industry, and a
Mm-hmm.
lot of them have media training, and it can come off kind of like, that you're
Mm-hmm.
doing a whole lot, or it could be just how he is. But I can see that based on we met his family, so we can see based on his family, he
He's
is like
outgoing.
that.
Yeah,
Yes,
he's
yes.
naturally outgoing because they're very outgoing and very warm, welcoming, boisterous people. Like Amber fit right in with his family last week. She fit
Right.
right in.
Right. And I think Glenn could be looking at, hey, he threw her a loop by going to meet his family right away. She
Mm-hmm.
fell right in line and everything was seamless.
Mm-hmm.
Um
Had
it,
had his mother even talking about she can't wait to go to Texas if Amber should be her daughter-in-law. She was already saying daughter-in-law about Amber.
Heck, if Glenn's mama had Amber's number, she too would be texting her every day. Okay.
It did seem that way, didn't it? I think she
It did.
said she's ready for this boy to get married. I don't care who it is. I don't care if she American. I don't care. Just get married and give me some grandbabies. Hurry up.
Right. The thing is Amber is a runner and a track star. She done ran from 3 engagements.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
is this, her way of running, away from Kevin?
Kevan,
Right.
yeah.
But Kevin needs to understand he needs to communicate with his partner even before they get married. She needs to know what to expect of him, you
Right.
know.
And
So and
then
he
go
and
ahead.
this happens right after you came to my hotel room. Do you know how
Yeah,
bad
that
I
looks
feel?
bad. That looks bad. She needs to tell him about himself because that looks really bad. That looks like he got all the kissing and the canoodling he wanted to get, and now he's done with it. That's what that looks like.
Or he didn't enjoy it. I didn't say that.
Ooh, or maybe her breath wasn't minty fresh. I don't know. Who knows?
He needs to communicate then. He needs to say what it is.
Well, okay, so Katerina was telling us in the confessional that she's a little concerned about Amber. She's saying that Amber and Glenn, the one who took her Amber to meet his family, that's way out of line. That's not a traditional Irish dating technique, and that Amber needs to be careful that she could be walking into something from the guys that she's dated in the past that move really fast, and that's why she had those three broken engagements. Which, by the way, I wonder if either Glenn or Keavan know about that she had three broken engagements.
I don't think so, unless she has told them and we didn't get to see that on camera.
No,
You
we sure
know,
didn't. We
you know,
sure
she
didn't.
she could have, expressed that, was engaged in the past. She could have shared that with Kevin when they had their picnic with the alpacas, but we didn't see that. The thing is, I wouldn't tell them because they would think I'm fearful of commitment. So I definitely wouldn't say anything. But then, Glenn also sees that she could fit into his world, his fashion world and his, all of that. And, if she is going to be in Ireland, he could certainly help expose her as a makeup artist to,
Yeah.
the where she wants to be in Ireland.
Right, absolutely. Like you said, like yeah, because they kind of are. Basically, their fields intertwined with her being a makeup artist and her having done health and beauty type of makeup artistry. He could help her and she could help him. The two of them could work together. So
Right. Whether they're a power couple or not, they could certainly help each other's career. So I don't know. Katerina is being. I know she's a wonderful matchmaker. We saw her gifts work well first season, but this time with Victoria's dude and Glenn, I don't know what kind of Irish men she thinking it is.
I don't know, but it's kind of crazy. And one last thing. So if the two, if she were to get together with either of these men, I wonder if either Glenn or Kevan would want to come to America, or would they want her to move to Dublin?
I think Glenn would be whatever, and of course, exposure in the U.S. would be great. I
Hmm.
think Kevin would want to stay close to family.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too, because he still lives at home with family. So
Shoot, he ain't close to the phone enough to be contacting her, so he must be close to the
you're not
family.
close to that. Yeah, like what happened to your fingers? Are your
Right,
fingers broke? But wait a minute, one
right.
last thing about this before we jump to the next. Okay, so Katerina was also telling us in this part of the confessional that Kevan actually has deep feelings for Amber, but he has not expressed that to Amber yet.
I need this. Oh, shy foolishness. Here's my thing: people are telling the matchmaker more than they're telling the person they're actually dating. That's
Right,
what this whole season should be about. You telling the matchmaker more than the actual person in front of your face dating you, because at some point the matchmaker is going to go away, and you got to hold your own in this relationship. So
right.
yes, I appreciate Katerina saying that, and it could be, but you need to coach Kevin in how to, show. She said she told him to step up. He
Yes,
may
you
need
did.
coaching. Does he know what step up is?
Okay, so now to that point, he has invited our girl Amber on a weekend getaway together. So now she starts getting prepared to go and she's packing her overnight case, but she's like very this is the lowest vibrational that we've ever seen Amber. She doesn't have a smile on her face, and when the producer pulls her to the side and says, "Well, do you want to go on this getaway?" And she says, "Well, yeah, kind of, sort of," and she starts to cry, and she's expressing to them that I really need him to communicate with me more. I don't know what we're doing. I really like him, but Glenn is being much more communicative, more attentive, and has already introduced me to his family. And she's very upset.
As I would be. I mean,
Hmm.
the thing is, it's like we're going to go on this getaway. It's going to be all peachy. And
Hmm.
then when we come back from the getaway, are you going to give me the silent treatment again?
Probably. I mean, or is he going to at least break down and explain to her himself and why he's been so distant? That if he's the kind of guy or the kind of person that can't express his deep feelings, and he has these so-called deep feelings for her, is he going to get to the point where he's vulnerable enough to express that? Because if he can't be vulnerable, if it's really true that he has these deep feelings, don't you think it's important that he be vulnerable enough with her, like you said, to tell her?
It is important that he tell her. It is quite important because guess what? Katerina is not going to be around to tell her for him.
Right, right.
Cameras are not going to be around to tell her for him. He needs to be able to speak to this woman. He needs to carve out time. And what have we been told as young ladies? A man will find the time for what
Hmm.
he really wants.
That's right. That's right. That's what we've always heard growing up. So you're right. Um, and I'm thinking if she goes out on one more date with Glenn, heck, shoot, Glenn liable to slip a ring on her finger. Glenn is moving fast, fast, fast. He's a
I
track
want
star too.
I wanted if all them flowers on the counter was Glenn.
Oh yeah, right there. Right, because we don't know that Keavan has Keavan sent any flowers.
Or brought
Uh,
any gifts of any
brought any
kind.
gifts of any kind, any just even giving her something that would be a souvenir for her to take back to America of her time in Dublin. Like, you know,
Well, where did he give her a little stuffed animal in
first
like that
date
first
maybe.
date?
Yeah, yeah, I think he did. I think he
Yeah,
did. I
yeah,
think he did when they went to see the alpacas, right?
right. I
And
think that
and
was yeah.
I was just gonna say, and when the alpaca spit on her,
Right, right. He did do that. But
yeah,
Glenn brought that, bouquet of flowers we could hardly carry.
it was so big, it was so huge.
Right. He's doing more and he was not invited to the hotel room. Make it make sense to me.
Exactly. Oh, because if Glenn had been invited to the hotel room, I swear she'd have an engagement ring on her finger right now. Okay.
Girl,
Okay.
engagement ring. Mama would be knocking the door with the breakfast tray.
Right. Hey, look, she'd be over there with the wedding planner. Let's set the date now. Let's set the wedding date right now. Are we doing this in Texas? Or are we doing this here in Dublin? Okay, it don't matter because I got passport. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
Right. Tell us when is your return flight because we are returning with you for a visit.
Yeah,
Mama would be ready.
Glenn and his family.
Just like that lunch, that roast, that stew was ready when they
Oh
got
yeah,
to the
that's
house.
true. Yeah,
Mama
that's true.
ready.
She ready. You know what? Who was it last week that said that possibly Glenn and his family might be looking for their own reality show? I can see that. I honestly can see
I
Glenn,
could.
his
They
mama,
totally can. His mama and daddy, yes.
and that brother of his was cute.
The brother's cute, but what we saw was silent. But
He was silent, but I think if he gets to talking, he's gonna be the strong silent type. So we'll just give him that narrative right
we
now.
just need them to visit. We just need mama and daddy on camera, and because they're both vocal. We need them
Very,
vocal. That's
very,
all. Just
very.
have somebody. It could be right at the house. Just have hey, somebody coming over for lunch every day, and just videotape them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or former Mr. Ireland, look searches for love. Maybe have him fly over here to America and search for love here. Do the reverse, match me abroad. He comes over here.
He ain't coming here now, but I get it. I get it.
You get what I'm saying? Okay,
Yep.
so moving forward, we got our girl. We got our girl Sarah. Sarah's talking to Dolly, and Sarah's kind of been disappointed. She's had 2 dates with two Singaporean men, and neither of them have worked out very well. So she's having a talk, and she's letting Dolly know that look, this guy wanted to know my body count. He's actually been in corn, and all of this stuff that happened to her with the last date with Sean. And she's like, you know what? You need to talk to him. You really need to talk to him.
It was a maybe you can help him because I certainly won't.
Right. Exactly. She was like, me and him, we do not click. There's no need for you to set up any more dates with either of these two guys. And I hope this third date is going to be all of that in a bag of chips.
But Dolly
And
warned her. Dolly
mm,
warned her.
about her appearance, and yeah, about her over the top makeup and dressing, a little bit too risque for the Singaporean culture. Um, but in any case, she gets together and meets a guy named EJ, who she immediately says is very attractive because EJ is both a bodybuilder and he's the successful owner of several gyms. And the two of them seem to kind of click, except for the fact that he wants her to fight him. And when I say fight him, I mean like playfully, like they kind of doing what did they call this? Like
Freeze
this
tag.
Freeze tag. Yeah, that's it. Freeze tag. And just to kind of tap him on the shoulder, but he's dodging and he's quicker than her. And she's really struggling. Like you can tell she is not a girl that likes to sweat and get her hair all mussed up. What did you think?
You're correct about her. He explained himself. He is the owner of this gym and several gyms in Singapore. So it stands to reason, one, because of the show, but also he said, if my partner is going to come into my life, they have to understand this gym is my life and my business.
Mm-hmm.
So can they, be into, he doesn't need somebody into fitness as much as he is, but he
Right.
definitely needs them to understand his lifestyle. So he told her to just relax. She's in sneakers or whatever. And this is not her idea of fun. But I applaud Sarah for actually trying it. She was frustrated. She didn't like how she probably looked or how he saw her. But I think he appreciated the fact that she was attempting it. He was really, really giddy about that. He doesn't need you to win or whatever, but she was just attempting it. She did complain to us about her hair flaying around and her chesticles just all wobbly. But that could be why he doing it too, Sarah.
It could be. To figure out if it's real or if it's Memorex.
Right. He could be doing it for that.
He could have been doing it for that. I don't know. I thought he had this all set up before he even laid eyes on her. So I don't know about
But
that
he did call her what? Bimbo-ish.
Yeah, he did. And he said that not to her face, but to Dolly, the matchmaker.
Mm-hmm.
He said that to Dolly. But Dolly said, well, she's a good girl deep down inside. You just got to give her a chance. So the two of them, after they finish all of this freeze tag playing and all that, and she's completely sweated out her hair, he goes to clean up and change, and they go to have a couple of drinks. And I gotta say, this is the first time this season that I've seen Sarah beaming, just literally beaming. Look at her.
Yeah. Beaming is the word. Her face certainly moved. Okay.
Finally, you say finally it moved.
Right.
Well, they're having a conversation, and he's asking her why Singapore, and she begins to relate to him that, well, Singapore, because many Singaporean men are very family oriented and they want to have children, which is something I want to do. They're close to their family. I'm close to my family. And then when he asked her about her dad, of course, she has to tell him, well, you know what, he passed away a few years ago. And he's like, I'm sorry. And she's like, it's okay. Because when I need to talk to him, I go to this place where they have his ashes are resting in this very beautiful park like setting. And I go and I sit and I chat with him. And he seemed to be really moved by that because he also has, both of his parents are deceased. He doesn't even have his mother still living. What did you think about that?
It was a great conversation. We learned so much about both of them. We learned about how she is still trying to connect with her dad. She does also share that her mom is on the trip, which he thought was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely he understood, I think, that, a young woman traveling by herself, having the mom there is definitely there. But he, at the end of the conversation, he kind of said, you got to get beneath the surface and see that there's more to her than the outward appearance. And she also told us that it's easier to open up to him because he's open and vulnerable, but he's also shy. I was surprised at how shy he was, but it could be culturally he is shy.
Yeah, because they got to a conversation too at another point in the conversation where she was asking him about his tattoos and the dragon. And he said, well, yeah, that goes all the way around to the back. She was like, oh, it does? And then he says, well, do you have any tattoos? And she said, oh, yeah, well, I have a butterfly. He said, but where is the butterfly? She's like, well, I can't tell you everything. So they were flirting with each other.
They definitely were flirting. And he was, she asked him to lift his shirt to show her And he said, no, he's shy. And he looked around. He said, no, 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 because I'm shy. And I could get that. We don't see men without their shirts. As he said, if we go to a beach bar, you could
Hmm.
see it because we're at the beach. But I
Oh,
didn't see any men in like Singapore anywhere with the film or footage where they're without a shirt on.
yeah, no, you did not. You're right. Maybe a cultural thing too, I guess, because they're saying that. My understanding is that the Singaporean people, for the most part, are pretty conservative compared to American standards. Because you might see here in America, you might see a guy on a hot day, walking down the street, no shirt on.
Right, but that's not Singapore. It's not completely conservative because as you see, he has no sleeves, but he said he's tatted everywhere.
That's
And
what got me when he said everywhere. I was like, oh, okay. Wouldn't that hurt if you were really tatted everywhere? Wouldn't that hurt?
and Sarah's like, I just want to see it.
Yeah, she did. She did. An interesting thing about him, as he was explaining that he was born in Singapore, but that his mother that was Indian or
His
Portuguese?
mother's Portuguese and his
Portuguese,
father is
Indian,
Pakistani. Yeah.
Indian, and I think also from Malaysia. Malaysia was what he said. So, but he's like really swirled up basically. Because when I saw him, honest to goodness, when I saw him, I thought it was a brother.
I thought it was Sri Lanka. I thought he was really going to tell us Sri Lanka.
Ah, okay, okay.
And for those of you, why I say Sri Lanka is he gives me like he could be a relative of Love Is Blind Sweden season 2, Jacob, who is one of my favorites. He looks like he could be a relative to Jacob.
Okay. Ah, okay. I was just reading what K Sharp has said about the red light therapy. I think I missed that part. But I'm sorry. You said he looks like whom now?
Jacob from Love Is Blind Sweden season 2, but Jacob is much darker than him, and but what I was trying to figure out Jacob's ethnicity, being in Sweden, and he eventually mentioned he was from Sri Lanka. So I was assuming this
Oh, okay.
gentleman may have said Sri Lanka, but definitely, there's a lot of people that migrated to Singapore, um,
Mm,
and had a wonderful life. But the great thing that Dolly said is that he wants a wife. He wants to be able to spoil his special someone and build a life together. And his life together, don't get used to Singapore, Sarah, 'cause he want to go to Bali.
right. And she asked him could she go, and he said he was kind of coy. He said, maybe we'll see, we'll see. Um, she really opened up. This is the most I've heard her talking about herself and expressing herself. And to your point, Elsie, she felt comfortable with him because he had already been vulnerable with her. So she was like, I can talk to him. He's a real person. He's not talking about corn. He's not talking about schmicks. He's a real person with real emotions. And at the end of this, in his confessional, I think he really let us know that he kind of likes her. What do you think?
Right. He said there's way much more beneath the surface with her other than the exterior. He was intrigued. I don't know how intrigued, but maybe there's another date in the works, but I don't know. I see that preview with Dolly. Um, but definitely he was looking at her differently by the end. But I think also Sarah is comfortable. I need Sarah to hear me now. She's in comfortable clothing. She's not in those high heels. She didn't put
Hmm.
up on a whole lot of makeup. She's in like this, t-shirt style thing. She's very relaxed. She's
Yeah,
very relaxed. So
very.
he's vulnerable. She's in a relaxed state. They haven't wine. There's no pomp and circumstance.
Absolutely. You know what? And she did confess in her confessional that actually maybe Dolly was onto something because this date went a lot better than the first 2 days because she was in her casual clothes and because she could be her true self and she could just open up and be vulnerable. I think you might be onto something and Dolly might be onto something. So I don't know. think that these two should go on a second date, and I felt like he was really interested in her. I don't know if you felt that same way or what you thought what the
I
future might.
don't know. I don't know if it's romantically. I think he
Mm,
like her had an epiphany of, wait a minute, I thought this person was going to be one way, but they're
mhm,
another. I just hope the internet doesn't roast her for when she says, "Oh, this date shows me I need to date someone outside of my comfort level."
mhm.
And I'm like, that could be misunderstood, Sarah. I understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah, I didn't
And
take that. What other way could it have been misconstrued? Because I didn't. I took it that she just really meant in a good way. But what did you think?
we don't know if she's ever dated a man of color.
Oh,
We
well,
don't know.
I, mm, I, I don't know. I'm thinking back to when the first moment when she laid eyes on him. I think that I felt like for me, we would have got more of a reaction out of her if she saw a person of color and she was not acquainted with dating someone outside of her race. I would have thought there would have been more of a reaction.
Well, she says she's a sucker for tattoos and muscles.
Yeah, she did say that, and he definitely has both tattoos and muscles, and he's successful, like she wants him to be. He's successful. He's financially stable, and Dolly expressed that he has enough money to be able to afford to spoil his woman or his wife.
Right, he has multiple gyms across Singapore, and Bali isn't just to go visit. He wants to expand the business into Bali. So again, this is a businessman. Now, she also expressed she's an entrepreneur and she built her business out of nothing as well. And it'll be interesting to see how those discussions happen.
Yeah, I think so too. What do we see coming up for the next week?
Well, we saw Dolly telling Sarah that, hey, I have some feedback, but remember, I'm on your side. So I don't know if it's from him or the previous gentleman she dated, but Dolly's got some words for Sarah.
Okay, yes.
I know.
Amber.
Oh, not
Oh, go.
Amber goes on her trip, but
Hmm.
Victoria's asked some really hard questions by Katerina, like, do you see yourself romantically intimate with this young man? This could just be a friendship. It's starting to give friendship vibes.
Hmm.
So, do you see yourself with this young man long term?
Oh, you know what? I just thought about something. To that point, we have not seen them exchange any kisses, have we?
Nope, not
Hmm.
even hold hands.
Or hold hands, not even.
I got a tattoo matching yours on my body, and we ain't even hold hands.
That's
Mm-mm-mm.
crazy work, man. That's crazy.
Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm.
That is.
Absolutely. And it could be friend. I can see a friend zone. Like she come to Ireland and just they hang out. I don't see a lot. I think she was wigged out by the age difference, and I think she continues to be wigged out by the age difference.
Yeah, but he seems to really like her, man. She better stop being wigged out. These people, it's so funny that people go on dating shows and say, I'm willing to try something out of my comfort zone. I'm willing to try something that's not my usual type. And what do? They get on the dating shows, whether it's Ready to Love, Love is Blind, Match Me Abroad, and they end up dating the same types of people with the same type of results.
Same person, same song, same song. But the thing is, I hope they come out with some hard truths. I don't see Tony, so we don't know what's going on with him yet. But we knew from like a preview twice over
Yeah,
that
with Tony.
Bernardo and Bruno gonna have to come into the same room. We're gonna have to talk this out.
Right, right, right. And you know what? I think from the last next week, what's coming up next week, it looks like Monica is getting upset about something. She's either texting, she received a text, and she was like, "Well, how dare he?" So I don't know which he. If it, is it Bruno, is it Bernardo?
I think it's Bernardo. He
I th-
gonna be caught up in his feelings.
I think so too. And
Whatever,
then
whatever feelings.
and then with Amber, she's in the van on her way to the getaway with Keavan, and Kevan, she's asking him questions like, why haven't I heard from you? And he's stuttering and, well, I was busy, and he's like real slow with the words. I don't know what it is about him that he cannot communicate if he has these deep feelings that the matchmaker claims that he's expressed to her. Why can't he express it to her in person?
I don't know, because I really don't like Keavan right now at all.
Because of the
Lack of
canoodle.
communication. You have to be able to
Mhm.
talk to your partner. How do you develop a relationship if you don't talk?
They
And
can't.
if you don't like her, but you don't want to come off as a jerk, you are coming off as a jerk because you're not communicating. Even if it's to communicate to say, I have a really busy day, I wish I could have more time for you, she would appreciate that. But it sounds like it's semi ghosting.
Ah, yeah, yeah, it does. It does. It does. Because when she first told us after she had invited him up to her hotel room and things went well, but then she stopped hearing from him right after that. That's what I felt like it was a little bit of a ghosting. So is Kevan possibly telling the matchmaker one thing to kind of cover up his ghosting and to make himself look good on TV?
Could be sounding like, Harold's girl. Like
Yeah,
Harold ready to pull out a ring, put a ring
right.
on it.
Her
Somebody needs to tell Harold, even with a ring, that does not mean the relationship will sustain itself long distance.
Right, right, right. And I think to your point, there's a lot. There's a lot there. We're gonna have to find out more about this next week. This show comes on TLC, guys, on Sundays. It comes on at 10 o'clock. It's called Match Me Abroad. If you guys want to check it out, El Cid, tell us what you got going on over on your channel.
Well, my channel is Elsid932. I do Match Me Abroad on Tuesdays right here with actually Aubrey. On Wednesdays, I do King's Court. Everything is usually about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time. Friday is unscripted, where it's whatever the chat wants to do and chat wants to talk about. That's what K Sharp said there. We talked about red light therapy. And if you go to that video, there's an article from a school about the research on red light therapy. Saturdays, I put a pre-recorded video on History Channel's Alone, which is a survivalist show. And in the afternoon, it's a live on Project Runway, which is awesome. And right now, Love is Blind UK is out. So I'm doing each of those episodes, put out recaps. And we do a live on Mondays for Love is Blind UK Season 2. And we have a members live usually on Mondays. I may have to move it while we're doing lives on Love is Blind UK, but Love is Blind Brazil is coming, season 5, which is the seniors over 50, and Love is Blind Francais is coming out both in September. So we're doing a lot here on the channel.
Yeah, you've got a lot going on. You've got a lot going on. And so on Sundays here, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, JR and myself are covering Ready to Love the Philadelphia season. And Tuesdays, of course, we're back here. I'm back with this wonderful lady, El Cid, at 5 p.m. to do Match Me Abroad. And I just want to thank everybody for being here. Those of you that clicked the like button have subscribed to the channel. I see that growth is coming in, and I'm so excited about it. Looking forward to crossing over that 3,000 threshold. Uh, you guys have a great day and a great rest of your week. Okay.